guys. Very excited to have you all back today. We've got some really exciting news that I want to share. I'm just going to give it a minute while people...
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well, getting ready for Christmas, the new year, the opportunity 2022 brings. I think we're all very well positioned here in the real estate market. So it's exciting to be with like-minded people this morning, and excited for Chris to tell you more about the NLS, the National Listing Service, and excited for him to share where the vision has gone and is going. And it's also great to see that we've got Texas, Florida, Massachusetts, Newport, yes, LA, Palm Beach, Sherman Oaks, everyone's in the house. So good morning to all of you.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. James, thank you very much indeed, mate. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
So what we're going to do today, guys, I want to do a few things, got a lot of exciting things to talk about. First of all, I obviously want to explain our rebranding and the thoughts behind that. We have a new functionality, NLS Private, that I want to explain in detail as well. I'm then going to open it up to questions, and the questions can be directly at me about the new platform. Also, obviously, having James and I think David is joining us well on the call. I'm blessed to have these guys as partners, as you know, and to give you guys access to their brains. So feel free to ask James, David, anything you like about the market and about what's happening in 2022. That's what they're there for. And then at the end, I'm going to be explaining our plans for 2022 and discussing what's our best ever deal. So that's the plan. So without further ado, I'll get into the meat of what this is all about. So, as you all know, when Clear Cooperation was passed, we had to pivot and change our business model completely, and that part of that pivot was about trying to give you guys a platform that is your platform that will hopefully protect your future and give you the tools to compete for your inventory and lead generation. And so in order to do that, we have to do two things. We have to give you the most complete agent platform ever. And we also have to make sure that it's very easy for members to join. And quite frankly, our name was hindering our efforts to onboard new agents. We did such a great job of being the pocket listing guys that when we were approaching new agents, they were saying, "Oh, you're the pocket listing guys. We can't do that anymore." And we're like, "No, we're not. We're now this." And it was just... so it was hurting our efforts to really give you guys the platform that you deserve, which means, I believe as a community, we have strength in numbers, tremendous strength in numbers. And if we all decide to come together, we have the ability to shape our future. And so in order to do that, though, we have to do it. And, we want to give you those tools if you want to do it. And so we went away and we said, look, well, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to do something that's never been done. We're trying to connect the entire agent community. We're trying to build a national listing service. So the obvious thing to do was to change our name to that. So that is the impetus behind our rebranding, is to try and make it easier to give you guys the platform that you deserve. And that means as many members and hopefully connecting the entire agent community. And so again, in order to do that, we want to provide you with the most complete agent platform ever. And that's what we've done. And what I mean by that is we're the first platform to collate and let you list the demand and supply. Practically every platform that's available to you let you do one thing, and that's collate the listing information for the supply, the properties. So for the first time ever, we've let you guys not just do that, we've also let you guys post your buyer wants and let potential sellers search those buyer wants and see which agents may have a potential buyer for their house. Now that, for me, is really exciting because it gives, for the first time, gives you guys the chance to generate seller leads through your buyers. The key again with the NLS is that it's giving you guys complete control and complete direct access to your leads. That's so important. I think one thing that I know everyone is very conscious of, and you've heard me talk about this before, is the impact of third-party platforms on our industry. And, we can't, you've got to tip your hat to them to a certain extent. They saw an opportunity and they created these incredible platforms that users want to use. What we have to do is we have to give you the tools to be able to go to your sellers and give them a compelling option, a compelling choice. That's really, it's all about letting the market decide. And at the moment, you guys don't have a choice. You don't have an ability to go to your sellers. What sellers not going to want you put them on these platforms? And that's where all the eyeballs are. But if we're all together, but that place where we're all together is a place that you control, where you get direct access to your leads again, then that's compelling. And that will protect your future. And that gives you guys back control of your industry if you want to take it. And it's really giving you the tools to compete, as I say, for that position. So in terms of, that's what we wanted to create, is a platform that lets you list the demand and supply, giving you complete control. But there was always something since we launched that sort of bugged me, if you like, and that's this new functionality that I want to discuss today. And it's what I like to call private or off-market opportunities. Now, these are not pocket listings. I want to be very clear about this, because pocket listings are, by definition, they're contracted listings. Okay, that means they're sellers that do not want their property in the public domain, and they are contracted listings, and Clear Cooperation rules those listings, and you cannot market those outside of the MLS for more than one business day, and that's the rule. However, practically every agent on this call, I would argue, has access to sellers that they can deliver, selling opportunities. If you bring certain terms to a seller, you can deliver that as a property. You may be bidding for a listing, for instance, and you know that property is going to be for sale, but it's not contracted. However, in both those scenarios, if you were to generate activity for those sellers, that can be the difference between you winning a listing or not. So I want you guys to be able to amplify and advertise those opportunities to the membership, but in a safe and compliant way. That means not disclosing an address, not disclosing a picture if you don't want to, but giving enough information where the agent with the buyer can have that information at his fingertips, not having to scroll through emails. It happens every day. I still get emails every day with these situations, and I have to go and try and find, go and scroll through hundreds of emails to try and find. We want to put all of your information in the palm of your hand. So that's exactly what we have done with the NLS private functionality. So I'm going to show you very quickly now. I'm going to share my screen out and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So let me just make sure, is that working? There we go. Okay, let me just move this. So this is the new platform. This is going to go live when we get off this call. I'll just very quickly take you through, if you haven't seen this, what happens. This is the public side. This is assume that you are searching for a property or searching for a buyer. I'll show you this very quickly because it's important. Okay, so if you search Beverly Hills, you'll see this is image right now. This is what we're allowing you to do in full compliance. Okay, so the rules state that within one business day, you have of marketing a property to the public, you have to put that property on the MLS. Well, one business day is a long time. And buyers that are interested in seeing property first are buyers that you should have direct access to. They are your most, I would argue, your most important leads. So we're allowing you to list everything first. So this property here has been listed today. The only person that a buyer can contact here is me. Okay. So there's no agents being allowed to advertise against this listing. There's just me. Okay. I get that. They can see what else I've got. They can look at my wants. They can look at my listings. They can see what I've done. But the key with that is that the only place that property exists one business day before you have to put it on the MLS is here. And so when the public comes, they know that that's the only place that they can find it, and you get that lead. The NLS will also recognize when this was uploaded and will automatically revert back to just active after one business day. So if you list that on a Friday, it will be exclusive on the PLS through the end of Monday day. So that's 3 full days of exclusive eyeballs. That's really important. The key is, again, you control this. This isn't pulled from anywhere else. This is your information that you're able to amend, control, and no one else can advertise against it. This is the bit that I want to show you quickly, which again is frankly groundbreaking. So I assume for a second that I'm a seller. If you haven't seen this, if you've seen this already, I apologize, but for those who haven't, this is super important. So I'm a seller, so I'm going to put in my address here. Let's say this is an address in Sherman Oaks that I used to have, for instance. So again, I'm a seller here. This is going to now ask me for a couple of details. I have a single family home. Let's say I want $2 million and I have 3,000 feet. It's expensive in LA, 4 beds, 3 baths. I have a pool. Now this is where it gets really cool. So now I'm taken to this page. As a seller, this is a list of agents with buyers that match my criteria. Okay. Some have different match algorithms here. So right at the top, Michelle Nuts at 90%. So I'm going to go to that as the seller. South of Ventura, 3-bed office, between 1.9 and 2.6. All right, so Michelle has a buyer that fits my description. If I'm the seller, I'm calling Michelle, okay? And the most important thing with that is Michelle now gets my details. Okay, that is a potential listing, that's a potential sale that she's been able to get from her buyer. That doesn't exist anywhere else, okay? That is completely proprietary to the NLS, and that is, if there's one reason why you should join right now, that is it, okay? So I will now take you to the member dashboard. So this is what you will see as members inside the National Listing Service. So this is proprietary to you, and I want to show you where the private information lives. So when you get to the dashboard here, you have access to the whole NLS universe. You can see the market watch. You can click on here and see what properties are where, who's listing the most listings, etc. I won't take you through all of this because this should be pretty self-explanatory and is designed to give you guys to be really user-friendly. But I will show you this, just a couple of bits here. So when you're listing a property, you're going to be given two options. Okay, you can either list it as a public listing, so all listing types you'll see here, excluding NLS private, visible to members and visible to the public. So all of the public, these are your listings. These should be all your listings, okay? They're available to the public. And you'll see that when you enter in the information, if I just put in an address, it automatically finds the address and then fills in all the fields. Now, if I click private, so again, these are opportunities with no listing agreement, visible to members only, not to the public. Now, if I press that, you'll see that the address bar, you cannot enter an address, but I can enter in an area and I can enter in a price, the two main things that you search on. So then when I go to the search here, for instance, and I click, I'm just going to do this very broadly. Again, everyone here knows how to search properties, so I'm not going to go into that. But if I just search NLS private and then count, you'll see it's got two here. And these are, so no address, private, blacked out, different, you see the difference, obviously. And these are actually, these are real listings. These are listings of mine. This is a client of mine. Again, no address, no picture really that can give the property away. I obviously don't want people knocking on this chap's door, but what it does do is it gives you guys access to information not in the public domain. You can call me directly, again here, and I can decide how I want to, if I want to give you more information, I can decide if we have a single party agreement. But it's about giving you guys access to information that your clients don't have. And that is super important, because that is, I think, the essence of making sure that we remain relevant and that we remain viable to our clients, is that they're only going to use you if you can tell them something that they don't know. And so this type of information is really critical in giving you an excuse to go to your buyers and say, well, you don't know about this and you don't know about that, etc. So that is that's really the essence behind it. How do I stop sharing my screen now? Hang on a second. How do I do that? I'll stop share. There we go. Okay, so that's a really quick overview of what the platform is all about. Again, it's about, if you take nothing else away from this call, it's about giving you guys the tools to be able to protect your future if you want to. That's really what we want to do. This is your platform. If it's your listing, it should be your lead. And that really is our ethos. And
can I jump in real quick, Chris? I have to assume out of the 122 people here today, is everybody a real estate agent? I'm going to, yeah.
Yes.
All I know from the outside looking in, I can't speak for everybody here, but I've had, or I probably get 15, 20 emails a day about people looking for pockets. And it becomes tedious, because if you don't have something in that second, you forget about it and then you move on to the next thing. And as real estate agents, we're so fast paced. There's so much being thrown at us that we can only tie together so much at any given one time. And when we initially came out with the PLS, I just thought, what a genius platform where we can put all of this information on one platform, share it with each other, make each other better, make each other stronger, make each other more successful. And boom, we had 35,000 members within 3 months. And the MLS were like, whoa, 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 we're losing control. This is crazy. And they literally changed the law around pockets, which I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And I'm just going to put it out there and I'm going to say it. I want to swear, but I'm not going to. But it is a fucking joke. I changed my mind. And it makes our lives even more difficult in already a difficult business. But what we've created through the National Listing Service is a portal that we're just trying to strengthen and sharpen our tools as agents. Because I remember when I started in real estate, age 16, my first boss said to me, who'd been doing it for 40 years, he said, one thing to remember in this business, you'll learn something new every single day if your mind is open to learning. And this for us is a learning curve, but this entire platform has been created to better you, better me, better Chris, and all of us as a community, as agents. So the urge here for me is that we share this platform, we get this platform out, we talk about the platform, we're here to answer questions if you have them, and we just want to help you guys and ourselves improve on the amount of business we do. And I don't know about every one of you, but I would say most agents this year have probably had their best year yet in business. Interest rates are low, inventory is low, and this is the time where we need to step outside of our comfort zone and get creative and think outside of the box of how we can find inventory, put more deals together, and continue to ride this wave whilst rates are low. And I hate to say it, whilst COVID's still here, people are buying because they're looking at their home very differently, and we're at the forefront of that. So this platform is truly designed to help strengthen how much business you do, what you can provide to sellers, and putting the two together. So I'm sure you have more to say here, Chris, but really we need you guys to use it, promote it, put it out there, get agents to use it, and let's spread this thing like wildfire and get us as a community together so that we bring the control back and use this thing, not just for us, but for sellers as well, because it will make us more successful. And I'm very passionate about it. So forgive me, but I'm telling you, used correctly, this thing is sky's the limit.
Thank you, Jim. No, I really appreciate your enthusiasm. I love you. It's as simple as that. And look, James is absolutely right. I mean, this will only work if you want it to. You know, I've heard agents. I think the thing that agents are most fearful about is how technology, can make us obsolete. Okay, and that happens in any workforce. We are in a really unique situation as a community where we do have strength in numbers, where essentially we are the kingmakers. 90% of all transactions use a real estate agent. And I know that the biggest gripe that most agents have had over the last 10 or 15 years is how their information has been shared without their permission, and then other platforms have been able to repackage that information as they see fit, which, God bless them, they've done a great job at it. And all we're saying is we want to give you the tools to compete back for that, because that hasn't existed before. And the only way to do that is to give you guys back control. But it will only work if you want it to. If there's nothing on there, it doesn't work. But if everybody does come together, and so our job is to give you guys a platform that is as compelling as possible, so that as the community grows, you're still getting tremendous out of it, which is why we have the buyer wants, which is why we have the NLS private functionality. It's why we have the ability, and again, by connecting the whole community, you guys have access to incredible networking opportunities that doesn't exist. You know, at the moment, we have, hundreds of different MLSs all across the country that don't talk to each other and that don't connect everybody. And so if we're able to do that, you guys can shape the future that you want. all again, and I want to be very crystal clear about this, with your sellers and buyers' best interests at heart. This should always be what is in the seller's best interest. And if we are to give your sellers the reason to use this platform and not something else if they want, we have to make sure there's enough information, enough eyeballs on there to do it. So,
question: how many in the? I can only see a few videos here. How many? Can I see a raise of hands of you who have done deals off market this year that never transacted on the MLS? Yeah, I mean it's the vast majority of us. I think we've probably done 30% of our business this year with off-market transactions. Be smart, be creative, think outside of the box.
Again, I want to be really explicit with this because it's obviously a very sensitive subject. You know, clear cooperation are the rules now. I mean, there's nothing, but whether it's right or wrong, you don't need to think what my opinion is, but that's what it is. So we have to work within those rules. Yep. So a listed contract with a seller that wants to keep it off market, that you shouldn't use this platform for that. If you want to, that's up to you.
Any post you see on Instagram of ours, just so you all know, as a little tool, not just for the NLS, but for social media. If you have a client that you trust, that's loyal, any post that you see on my Instagram that talks about off market, I don't have a listing agreement signed. There's nothing wrong with me posting about a coming soon if I don't have a listing agreement signed. So utilize that. Now on the NLS, if you don't have a listing signed and you don't trust the seller, don't put the full address. If you're worried about that, just limit the information that you put there. But if you do, then you can go for it. And I do want to just add to everybody in here, because this is coming out and I haven't spoken about this to anybody yet. Go to readtheblueprint.com. We're coming out with a newsletter that's going to be full of information for real estate agents. It's going to be from David and myself twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. There's a coming soon page. You can put your information there, but we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about iBuying, Zillow. I mean, guys, there's people buying in metaverse now. There was a $4.5 million transaction. Someone just paid to buy a piece of land in the universe.
Do you need a license to sell virtual real estate? I don't know. Is that the next thing?
I'll be in space before you know it. But this is the world. This is the direction we're moving in. So readtheblueprint.com. Leave your email address, and we'll start sending you our blueprint each and every Tuesday and Friday. But this is truly something we're passionate about. The NLS, we feel, has huge, huge, huge potential, bigger than the PLS. We're around here what we can do in terms of empowering us as agents, and we're not going to let the MLS pull us down. And I saw Geoff Hamil's writing some really great information in the chat here. It's crazy. So I don't know if you have anything else to add there, Chris, but I think we should open it up to questions.
I think open it up to questions is absolutely fine. And again, these questions can be centered around what we're doing, or if you have any questions for James, just this is the time to be able to pick that very big brain of his. So
I wouldn't go that far.
Tony Davis, hey Chris, when do you update your soon? I have to update my headshot soon because I've lost my hair since that headshot was done. So yeah, it's a fair point.
You're a very handsome young man.
I'm misrepresenting my headshot. I'm that guy. I'm that realtor. Good spot.
Coco, you've been smiling since we got here. I love it. Great energy.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Okay, open it up to questions. If you put them in the chat, you can, or we can unmute you, I believe, and
that's right. If you want to unmute yourself and fire away, keep it clean.
Oh, everyone's leaving their email addresses here. Go to readtheblueprint.com and leave your email address there. Okay, I did see a couple of questions come in earlier. I'm a realtor. Let's see. There's huge value. Jason, there's huge value here with putting us in a better cooperative relationship with each other when this comes to market inventory. Yep, we thank you for that. Geoff, do you want to share any of your thoughts or comments? I see you've left quite a bit in the chat. Do you want to have a quick chat here?
Yes, hello all. Good morning. Thanks so much for hosting this.
Thank you.
So I've been licensed since age 20. I'm 54 now. My mother was a realtor before me, and for many years I was on both MLS and grievance committees. And we saw the birth of the birth of the MLS in this area, which was originally called IRMLS, then it became MRMLS, and then CRMLS. And we would hear within our MLS meetings that California Regional MLS Listing Service wants to eventually become nationwide. And that's why they're instituting a lot of these fines.
You cracked up there, Geoff. Just repeat that, can you please?
Oh, so our local MLS has grown from just a small little regional group. And they have told us when we were on the MLS committee, they wanted to become all of California, and now they also want to become other parts of the nation. I believe they even have board of directors that are in other states. So that's our eventual goal. So also we know that they had sent, and I included this in the chat, they sent their former compliance manager, Renee Galicia, to, get together with the high ups at CAR, at NAR, to create this clear cooperation policy, which is what we're all having to deal with now. And one big issue we have at our local board is, for some reason, they have convinced our board of realtors to cancel the MLS committee. And my broker, Paul Steffen, whose father started our company back in 1960, he questioned that, since it is in the bylaws, every AOR, or at least our AOR, should have an MLS committee. And then my broker was asked to leave the meeting, which we thought was also suspect. And then also we had asked, where does the fine money go? Does the fine money go to help consumers or realtors or homelessness or first-time buyer programs? No, half of it goes to the MLS, which is a huge conflict of interest, and the other half goes to our local board of realtors, which is another big conflict of interest. So we also called CAR Legal on this matter, California Association of Realtors Legal Hotline, and they now, anytime we have an issue with MLS, they tell us they can't help us. We have to find an attorney. So that's a whole nother issue. So I personally believe, and my broker and many others think, if anyone needs to be investigated, it needs to be the MLSs, it needs to be our board of directors at the AORs. They should not be keeping their own fines. It's a huge conflict of interest. And I hope, I appreciate this group and others, I think it's Top Agent Network, that are looking into this and, really are pro-consumer and pro-realtor. Realtors and consumers should come first. MLSs and AORs should come maybe third or fourth, perhaps. Thank you for the time.
I appreciate that, Geoff, very much. And
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is designed to be your platform, and it sounds, kumbaya, but it's true and it's a fact. I mean, if we are going to protect ourselves in the future, we have to start doing something about it. And right now, up until now, we haven't had the tools to do so, because it's a big ask, frankly. I mean, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. There's 1.4 million agents in this country, and they're controlled by a very powerful trade union. But in this country, competition is the essence of free market. And if that's all that we're doing, is providing a choice for consumers and providing you a tool where you can list. And by the way, again, to be very clear, listings on our platform, you have to put it on the MLS as well at the moment. It can't be exclusive. If you have a listing agreement, what you can do, though, in full compliance, is list it on our platform first. And again, part of our messaging next year is all about telling buyers that if you want to see it before it appears anywhere else, and you want a leg up on the competition, this is where you need to come. And again, those clients, they're clients that you should have direct access to. Again, if it's your listing, that's your lifeblood, that's your business. The fact that that's been taken away from you is a word that I won't use. So, we want to return that situation, but it will only work if you want it to. I'll take this. If anyone has other questions, please feel free. But part of our plans next year, again, is to make sure that we are incredibly aggressive about onboarding our agents. We want to make it as easy as possible for people to join. We have a campaign with Inman that's going to be starting in the first week in January. We're also going to be implementing an extremely robust and aggressive affiliate campaign. So again, I know this is something, I have agents contact me all the time saying, how can I help? I want to share this with my community. I want to share this. I want to send out emails. We're going to be providing you with an affiliate program that will let you profit and make money out of that. We want to help and encourage you to build what will be the most powerful community in the country. We want you to profit from that. That's, again, this is about, we want to all work together and everybody benefit if they're so inclined. So we have some very aggressive campaigns that we'll be launching as well in the new year. Before I get to the deal that we're going to offer everybody, does anybody have any other questions for James or any other questions for the about the platform itself? I see that Tony, I think it was mentioned, to be clear, the listings you have on the site that are private do not have listings signed. That's exactly right. And I'm making no bones about that. And if you don't feel comfortable putting anything on there because of whatever reason, you don't have to. But in my situation, where I've just listed those, there's nothing in there that compromises my seller or compromises me. And if you contact me about it, I decide if I want to give you any more information or not.
Hey, Chris, Jason Gonzalez just asked a very interesting question regarding PLS members. Do they need to do anything on the website for the switch? Or does it take over for current members? Great question.
It is. No, and thank God I have genius developers who I hope are on the call, which I thank you if you're listening, for being literally lifesavers. And so, no, I think that when this call ends, the PLS will be the NLS, and so your accounts will automatically migrate, and you don't have to do it. If you haven't already joined but you're an existing PLS member, then you will be able to. You'll get access to the same deal that I'm about to explain.
Julie said, do you know they actually tried to make Saturday a business day?
I do know that. God. Yeah, they failed, which is wonderful.
Thank God.
Yeah, no, I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they did that.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
they're on our tail here.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Look, I mean, I made the mistake of thinking we were all on the same team. You know, when we did this, clearly that's not the case. I'm not going to go into. I don't want to talk about, you know, anything regarding the other entities, as much because we're still in the lawsuit with them, and so, you know, I don't really have any comment at all on that. What I can say is that as well, don't.
Sorry.
You know, as the PLS, as our previous platform, we were a dangerous competitor to the MLS. Okay, and the clear cooperation policy destroyed our business model as that, and so we are. That is the crux of our lawsuit against them, and that's as much as I want to say on that. But the new platform is a completely different business model. It had to be, you know, it's not what we were before, and so. But I think that I don't know of anything more important right now than giving you guys the tools to protect yourselves against what's happening in the world. That's what we're trying to do. So, okay. Anything current people need to know? No, that's that. Will the NLS autofill Zillow and Redfin? This is a great question. It absolutely will not. And that is very much by design. And this is a key component to the NLS, is that we want you to control your inventory. Okay, that means that you're responsible for putting it up. You're responsible for taking it down. Well, and we went back and forth on this a lot as well. So the IDX feed, you know, we could pay for IDX feeds to get all the information in one go, but we'd be feeding the beast, if you like. That's what got us into this mess. Okay, so we won't be taking information from other sites, and simultaneously we won't be giving them this. Okay, so and look, the whole premise of this is it's really up to you as a community what you want to do with this. You know, certainly now you have to put everything on the MLS, okay, and that's probably not going to change. But you don't have to let them share it, okay. But in order to have those conversations about not sharing it, that's really the seller's decision, not yours, okay. And so you have to be able to give the sellers a compelling alternative. And that's what this is about, all right? And so it's the market will decide. That's the whole essence of competition. It's not for you to decide. It's not for you to cancel something else. The market will decide what they want to do. It's up to us to give them a compelling option to use us instead of the other. And that's what this is about. But at the same time, it's you that's putting you in control. So we won't be sharing this information with anybody else. It will be pertinent to you. That also means making sure you keep all your inventory up to date, by the way. I will just go into that, you know, in terms of listing, that the whole point in listing it publicly, you know, is you have to make sure your inventory is correct and accurate. these clients will be able to rate and review your performance. If your listings are out of date or if your buyers are not real, they'll be able to say that, and that will affect you being able to do business going forward. So it's really, you know, you are in control for better or for worse, and it's up to you to really consolidate and to nurture those ratings and reviews as well. So let me just see here if I'm not sure. Don't know what that means, honestly, Julie. I'm sorry. Will you have an easy to use end? Will you have an easy to use end for the everyday buyers? That's the front end. If you missed, Kathleen, if you missed the start, when you go to the NLS, that's exactly what it is. It's a public facing site. Okay. It's almost, we've had to design, you know, an MLS and a Zillow and put them together, basically. And so all the information that you enter in at the back gets pushed to the front, with the exception of private listings. So again, we wanted to make sure that the private opportunities, I should say, are exactly that. And they're designed to give you more value. We want to empower you guys as a community. We want to give you the tools so you can go to your clients and say, I have something that you don't, which makes you more valuable, more relevant, and protects you at the end of the day, always in a compliant way. We never, and again, I want to be very clear, we never want to encourage you to break any rules. Everything that we've done on this site is letting you work in full compliance if you want to, and that's really important. It's why we closed down the site in the first place. We didn't see how we could encourage you to break the law, so we shut it down and rebuilt it. It's as simple as that. So without further ado, does anyone have any other questions? Got James here. Well, I'll ask you, James, what do you think 2022 looks like?
Honestly, I think it's going to be an unbelievable year for all of us if we put our head down and work harder than we ever have done before. All the fundamentals are in place. I mean, I keep going on about low interest rates, but if debt is this cheap to borrow, the buyers are out there and they want to buy. And when you have a market that has low inventory, you're just creating more urgency. You put the two together, it's perfect market storm. Now, there is more inventory coming out, which could actually taper off the market, which I don't think is such a bad thing, because you don't want the market to go up too fast, too quick, and then come down. So if it does level off, it just means we have to get more creative about how we put deals together. But all of the marketplaces I'm speaking to people in, everyone is just having a rock and roll year. Properties that are priced accurately are getting 10, 15, 20 offers. You're going into multiples. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to be creative. And I think we all have an unbelievable 2022 ahead. And I'm really excited that we're going to get to do a lot more of these so we can all share ideas, talk to each other, and better each other as agents. Because I think in this business, we all need to be aligned. And we all need to know what each other are doing. And so I think just getting on here with a bunch of people is super, super helpful. But yeah, I think we have an amazing, amazing year ahead. I'm really excited.
Amazing. Does anyone else have any comments? Does everyone else any thoughts that they want to share about either this or about the upcoming year? Has everyone had a good year?
Yeah, so Lori has a question about independent broker isn't a member of NAR or a state association and therefore not a local MLS. Yeah. Can they list homes for sale in the NLS?
They absolutely can, as long as they're licensed, yes. Yeah, I mean, the Clear Cooperation only applies to NAR members. It just so happens that they account for practically all agents. But yes, so we are, our remit is that we are for licensed agents if you want to be a member. So, without going into the weeds with that, one of the most curious things about Clear Cooperation is that it doesn't apply to commercial. And you know, you can pontificate as to why that is, but it's, and I would argue there's more off-market activity in the commercial space than there is in the residential, but it doesn't apply to that. Maybe because the MLS doesn't control the commercial side of things. Who knows?
There's one thing I learned today. It was the word pontificate. That was good.
You're full of useless information, James. Full of it.
Research that and start using it. I have to check out, but Chris, I know you're going to go over everything now and yes, close it out. Thank you all so much. So lovely chatting. Chris is going to take you over the program, the way it works. And if I don't see all of you, Merry Christmas. happy and healthy new year. And I look forward to doing this again with all of you very, very soon.
Thank you, James. I love you. Thank you for giving us your time today. You know, it's so grateful for it. Thank you, pal.
Thank you. Speak soon.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, James. Happy
Well,
holidays,
listen,
everyone.
Before you go. So, in terms of the offer that and by the way, if you're existing members on this call, then you will get access to this offer for your renewal next year, because this is going to be the best thing we've ever done. I mean, again, part of our job is to make sure we get as many members on this platform as possible. So I want to make it as easy as possible for you guys to join. I can't make it free. I wish I could, but I'm going to make it more or less as good as that. So our standard fees for this platform are $40 a month, $480 a year, or $199 if you pay for the whole year. We're going to make an offer that's valid through Sunday, that you get your whole first year of this platform for $48. That's a 90% discount, $4 a month. You know, I mean, again, I just want you guys to use it and it to give you value. So we're practically giving it away. Okay, that's so awesome. I don't want to give you any excuse not to join. And again, with the other, just for the private functionality, for the buyer functionality, take away everything else. You know, that is the biggest no-brainer that I can possibly offer you. And so everybody on this chat and on this call is going to get an email probably in about 15 minutes. And you will have a link on that email that will take you to the site to join for that and take advantage of that offer. Again, if you are a member of the MLS, the PLS or the PLS now, which will be the NLS, and your membership is renewing in the new year, you will automatically get access to the exact same. You know, we want to make sure that our founding members who believed in us at the start always benefit from the best deal that we can offer anybody else. So I hope that's compelling, guys. I hope you'll join us again. This only works if you want it to. And if you, yes, please.
Quick question. So, you know, I am a founding member. I'm so excited. I love you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you. And I see your posts on social media as well, Coco, supporting us. So thank you.
All the time, always on my website, everywhere. I love you guys. So, so the 48, I think I may be right there where I have to renew. So, I'll get that email and if I'm not where I need to renew, then next year it's just going to show me the.
Yep, you won't need to do a thing. It will automatically renew at 48, unless you don't want to. You can cancel any time.
No, of course. I'm going to be, after my year is up, what is it going to be for us existing members?
The existing members, you'll be able to, so next year, so a year away, it will be either $40 a month, or you can purchase the year for $199, which is still half of what your MLS dues are. That's our normal price. So
excellent.
You know, again, we can't get these are. I wish I could give it away for free. You know, we still need to make it work. So you know, I hope that's as compelling as it can be. And frankly, you know, if everyone's together, we'll be able to deliver you that will be the best value $200 you'll ever spend.
Yep.
If everybody joins and the leads come to this platform, then, you know, I know agents that give one of the platforms, I won't mention their name, $10,000 a month.
Yeah, it's insane.
You know, so I mean, anyway, but God bless them. That's free market. They did it. That's up to them. Okay, if we want to do something about it, this is the tool that you should use to do it.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carmelita.
Okay.
I didn't join you when you were starting this as PLS, but does it mean PLS is gone and is changing over to NLS?
That's exactly right. Yes. So at the start, I explained that we did such a good job at being the pocket listing guys that whenever we were approaching new agents about our new business model, because we can't do pockets anymore, they were like, "Oh, you're the pocket listing guys. We can't use that," and so it was hurting our adoption rate. So we wanted to rebrand. You know, you think about Minute Rice as the marketing sort of, you know, does exactly what it says on the tin. You know, we wanted a name that reflected exactly what we're doing. And the National Listing Service is exactly what we want to do. We want to do something that's never been done. Okay, we want to connect the entire agent community. And by the way, this functions all over the world. I mean, if we as a community, this is about giving you guys connections in major cities all across the world one day as well, and giving you guys referral networks and giving you guys networking opportunities that are unparalleled. You know, that's the vision for this. So, You know, this is the start of what's going to be a very long road for us, but one that I'm very excited to take. And I'm very appreciative for you guys taking it with me.
Okay, following that up, when you were doing PLS, buyer has an access to the information also, not just the seller?
Yes, so when our new business model, obviously before, if you were a PLS member, we were a walled garden. Okay, we didn't give public access, and that was by design. You know, how do you market an off-market property? Well, you share it with the whole agent community, but don't let the public see it. So that was our model. That got destroyed by Clear Cooperation. And so our pivot and our remodel, our new business model was having the site face the public, but our goal is to collate the demand and supply in one place. We want to give you the most complete platform in existence, which means putting all of your relevant real estate information in the palm of your hands. That means buyers, sellers, off-market opportunities that are compliant, access to every agent that wants to join. You know, we want to provide the most robust platform that's ever been built. And I think we built it. You've just got to go and join it now.
Chris? Hey, Chris.
Yes.
It's Jan Hohenstein here. Sorry, I'm not on camera, and I am a member, have been for the whole time. I was late to join this session, and so my question is, where can I go to get the information about the new program?
So you're going to get an email from I mean, the site is the PLS will automatically change to the NLS. So you just go to the NLS.com. Jan, You're going to get an email after this call has ended, which will give you a code to take advantage of. Although you don't need that actually if you're a member, but that will be applied to your renewal next year. But everything, the NLS.com, the National Listing Service.
And does it explain? Does it explain how this is the changes and how it works? I think that's the part I missed in the beginning.
Yes, exactly. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's on the about page. Become a member. Everything is on there.
Super. Thank you so much.
By the way, Jan, and anybody else, if you have any questions or you want me to go through this, chris@thenls.com is my email. And someone else asked, can I share this with can I share this code with my group and with my brokerage? Please share it with everybody. Stick it on your social media after this and say, join this now. I'm going to be giving you those tools as well. So that, you know, if you are interested in becoming an NLS affiliate and actually taking that process seriously and profiting from it, I want to talk to you. So again, email me directly and we'll talk about me giving you the tools to be able to do that. This doesn't work unless we all embrace it. And I want everybody to be aligned in the same way.
Hey, Chris, at Phillips here. How are you promoting the NLS to expand membership?
So let's say we have a very robust campaign with Inman that's going to start on January the 3rd. Mm-hmm. And obviously, you know that they are the premier or the go-to or the most important real estate agent platform. I think they have about 120,000 agent members on there. And so we have obviously digital campaigns that we'll be running as well in the new year, and very aggressive onboarding of affiliates as well to help grow this. The more people that see it, the more people that understand it. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it should resonate with the majority of us agents, and so that's what we'll be doing.
Thank you, Chris.
Not at all. Jason Gonzalez, I'm interested in taking a deeper dive on this. Let me know when you have some downtime. I mean, probably not in the next hour after this is finished, Jason, but send me an email and we'll and anybody else again who wants to discuss this, I will make time to discuss it for as long as you need. So
thanks, Chris.
I appreciate that. What does the affiliate program consist of? That's going to consist of me giving you collateral and content that you can either email or post across your social platforms with a specific code for you that you can track and get paid on. It's as simple as that. So if you think that you have a network of agents that you want to leverage and you want to profit from that, and you think you can move the needle, then I want to give you the tools to do so. Again, that's something that I'm going to be doubling down on heavily in the new year. Mark, how are you? I see Mark Brookhurst here. Mark is a fabulous, one of the leaders at Keller Williams and a very dear friend. It's great to see you on the call, Mark. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Great to see you. Good. How are you?
Well, I'm beautiful. I'm
Crazy.
beautiful, thanks. I'm excited about this, as you know, and we've talked about this in the past as well. Mark's been a very staunch supporter of us and very appreciative for his support there. So,
yeah, I would like to, we've grown to 7 offices now and we're over 1,000 agents, but I would like to obviously schedule this in the first quarter of January and bring it out, and more specifically, maybe do a company Zoom like we did before.
Any time, and again, anybody on this call who would like me to speak with their team leaders and their companies, I've done that with Mark and to great effect. And again, Mark, I love you for that. Thank you. But I will. That's what I'm here to do.
You catch up and get a drink.
Yes, we can. And Mark can drink more than me as well. So that's dangerous. So anyway, Mark, thanks for joining us today. It's great to see you. So does anybody else have any questions? After this, as I say, if you should be receiving an email when we, hopefully within 10 or 15 minutes of this call. And if you go to the NLS.com, hopefully that should be up now. And that will be our site going forward, which I'm extremely excited about. And thank you all so much for your support. This doesn't work without you. And you guys on this call, I really, and I mean it, I really appreciate it. This has been a hell of a road with everything that's happened, but it's amazing. And hopefully we can build this into something incredible that protects us all going down the road. So thank you very much again. Happy holidays. And we will be in touch in the new year with hopefully more great news. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again. Ciao for now.